Should you buy a Mercedes? Well, that's a simple question, but the answer is unique to your own individual circumstances. I say, yeah, but that's not going to be the same answer for everyone. You see, I like Mercedes. I own a couple of Mercedes. I maintain my own Mercedes. That's the key point right there. If you have to go to the dealership in order to maintain your Mercedes, well, it's going to be quite expensive to maintain them because the dealership, they gouge you on prices. And that's just what dealerships do, right? I mean, that's not unique to Mercedes. All dealerships charge too much for simple work. But you have to pay for their expertise. They're supposed to get paid. And it's supposed to get paid well. They have a family to maintain. You know, they have a payroll they have to maintain. They have a facility that they have to maintain. So I expect dealerships to charge you too much. But when it comes to Mercedes, it becomes a little bit more of a critical factor as to how much you want to pay to maintain them. Me personally, I maintain my own. You know, everyone can't do that. Everyone doesn't have a garage to put a car into and doesn't, want to learn or get dirty or whatever. I mean, a Mercedes typically does draw in a certain type of professionalism or a certain type of person who doesn't want to get grease up under their nails, and that's okay. But it does help with ownership. Being able to maintain your own cars saves you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So that's a critical point. If you can maintain your own cars, if you're willing to do the research, go on Google, go on YouTube, buy the necessary tools, then ownership of a Mercedes is relatively easy and simple. So if you're that type of person, sure, go ahead and buy a Mercedes. But if you have to go to the dealership and pay, you will pay. I prefer Mercedes over other car manufacturers because, well, they're powerful, very high quality built. They perform and handle like nothing else on the road. They have certain ones have unlimited potential. You can increase horsepower and performance and do different upgrades to them, and they're already unique, right? You don't see a lot of Mercedes on the road, and I'm gonna talk about that here in a second. But you don't see a lot of Mercedes on the road, not in this part of town. So when you do modifications to them, they stand out even more. Now, going back to that, there are more Mercedes on the road than ever before because there's more models now. You didn't used to have so many different car models and SUV models. Mercedes has done something that they have never done before, but they're about to change that from what I understand. They're about to decrease their car models and focus on their SUVs. Now, that's just rumor. We'll see how that plays out. But the point is, there are a lot of different models that you could choose from. So they have sold more recently. There's more affordable options when it comes to Mercedes. But these are the newer models. I typically buy the Mercedes models from early 2000s. My newest one is an 09. That one right there, the GL 550. That's an 09. The oldest model that I currently own are 03s, a 03 CL55 and a 03 SL500. So those cars are really easy to maintain for me because I do the research, and 99.9% of the time I don't have to go to a dealership. I do it all myself. 99.9% of the time I maintain and can do everything to my cars that needs to be done. So, all right. So that being the case, for me, ownership is cool. It's not a big deal. But for some, it will be a big deal. Now, you compare Mercedes to other car manufacturers, which is what everyone is going to do when they watch this video. They might have a Honda and they say, I'll never buy a Mercedes. My Honda is perfectly reliable. And that's cool. You might have a Ford. You might be a Chevy guy. You might be an Infiniti guy, a Lexus guy, a Jaguar guy, Range Rover. I mean, the list goes on and on. No matter what kind of car you decide to drive, that's your right. And as long as you can maintain it and it doesn't cost you too much money, I guess, or you're able to afford it if it does, that's cool. Me in particular, I prefer Mercedes. I prefer their engineering. Their designs make sense. They're easy to maintain for me. And I just feel like Mercedes is a great car. You're going to have good experiences and bad experiences with whatever car manufacturer you go with. There's people that will complain about Lexus, but I tell you, Lexus is a fantastic car manufacturer. They make high quality cars. Toyota is great. So Lexus is an upgraded Toyota. And for me personally, though, they don't perform as well as I want them to. They don't have the power. They don't have that European feel. They don't have that European power that I like. They're not made for the Autobahn. Now, of course, some of the newer stuff, that F-Series or whatever it's called, yeah, those are great cars too. I mean, all those Lexus are nice, but I just prefer the German engineering over the Japanese. But those are great cars. For you who drive Cadillacs or Lincoln, American luxury, cool, man. They make great cars, but you know, overall, looking at their history, how far they've come, I feel like they still have much more work ahead of themselves in order to catch up to what Mercedes has been doing for decades. Now, speaking of German vehicles, you know, you have BMW, you have Audi, you have the British manufacturers. What is it? You got the Range Rovers. You have, what are those cars called? What are they called? It'll come to me here in a second. They just now started really selling them here in America at a higher production rate. I'm trying to think what they're called. You know what I'm talking about. Those other British cars. It's real popular out there in Germany. I can't think of it right now, but those are good cars. But you have Jaguar, of course, too. What are they called? Yeah, I'm having a brain fart. But they're good cars, man. I mean, all those German cars are cool. All those British cars are cool. But it depends on what you like and what you want to maintain. You know, Audi has their issues. BMW has their issues. I mean, shoot, you can say Mercedes has their issues. But what issues do you choose to maintain? It's like a marriage, right? It's like a relationship. Everybody's going to have an issue. Your mate, no matter who you choose, is going to have an issue, a problem, an imperfection. You have to choose what's best for you. What do you want to handle? What do you want to deal with? What can you handle? You know, what do you choose to handle? So it's like that with any car manufacturer. You know, the common issues that this S550 has, I've dealt with them. Great cars. The common issues that the C-Classes has, you know, you deal with them. The GL 550, they have their common issues. Do your research. I deal with them. The SL, the CL. I know what issues they have. I knew what issues they had when I walked into the door. I chose to still be in a relationship with these cars, and I love them. That is my Cadillac Escalade. I chose that because Mercedes doesn't make a long enough or big enough SUV. I think the GL, which is now the GLS, I think, is a larger SUV. But behind that third row, you don't have much space. I have a big family, so I need something that I can take out of town on road trips comfortably. So that's the ESV Escalade. I like GM trucks. I prefer GM trucks over other big trucks. Some people like Dodge, some people like Fords, you know, whatever. Toyotas, they make good trucks. But, you know, you like what you like. So when it comes to big oversized SUVs, I do choose GM. I do like how heavy duty and reliable they are. So, you know, you got to choose for yourself, man. Mercedes, I prefer personally. Are they good cars? In my opinion, yes. Are they worth investing, if you want to call it investing, or spending money on? To me, yes. Mercedes never go out of style. I had an 85 500 SEC. That car was cold, man. Unique. That body style is unique. It stands out. Not because it's old, but because of the body lines, the pillarless window frame, the whole, you know, just what I mean is, no matter how old these Mercedes are, it doesn't matter. They're beautiful cars, and they will always stand out amongst the crowd. So I think Mercedes has just always been ahead of its time when it comes to designs, when it comes to technology, engineering. If you take one of these cars apart, you'll see what I'm talking about. You might not understand right now, but if you ever have disassembled a Mercedes, you will be thoroughly impressed. I've taken apart Fords, Hondas, Toyotas, Lexus, whatever, Jaguars. Mercedes is a very unique, well-built car. What people spend extra money on, Mercedes has done already. Their engineering is off the charts. Now I'm talking about late 90s, early 2000s, even back in the 80s. I mean, they go above and beyond when it comes to engineering and to make a comfortable, powerful, reliable ride, all the way down to their wiring. Their wires are even better than most car manufacturers. Their quality of copper, it's just a lot. They introduce a lot of technology that current manufacturers are just now doing, and some manufacturers are scared of because it's expensive. They have already done it. They've opened up a lot of doors that you don't even realize when it comes to car manufacturing and technology and integration. But it's all good. At the end of the day, drive what you want to drive. My opinion is Mercedes is where it's at. That's just me. That's just my style. That's what I like. All right. You can throw your comments in, your personal experiences, what you like, dislike, whatever. It's all good, man. It's an open discussion, whatever. I appreciate anyone who has subscribed to my channel. Please continue to give me feedback, good or bad. I like constructive criticism better than destructive criticism, but I take all forms. All right. Appreciate you guys, man. Give me your opinion. Talk to you later. Bye.